New information in the London terror attack. Thousands gathered in Trafalgar Square for a memorial just one day after 3 people were killed near the British Parliament. Dozens were also hurt. We're learning more about the victims, one of them an American citizen. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor live in our newsroom, including with what the NYPD is doing here now locally. Alice.
Christine, ISIS is now claiming responsibility, and police have identified the attacker. Here at home, the NYPD has stepped up visible patrols in key places. Forensic investigators continue to examine the crime scene near Parliament one day after a man in an SUV sped across Westminster Bridge, mowing down pedestrians. One of the 3 killed, Kurt Cochran of Utah. He was there celebrating his 25th wedding anniversary with his wife, who was injured. A 43-year-old teacher was also killed. Dozens more were injured, 7 in critical condition.
You may know that today there are victims in London from 11 nations, which goes to show that an attack on London is an attack on the world.
Police have identified the attacker as 52-year-old British national Khalid Masood, the man seen on this stretcher. Masood eventually crashed the SUV into a fence near Parliament, then fatally stabbed 15-year veteran police officer Keith Palmer. Masood was shot dead by police. British Prime Minister Theresa May says Masood was once investigated for religious extremism and had a number of criminal convictions, but police say there was no evidence he was planning a terrorist attack. After being on lockdown yesterday, Parliament was back in session today.
We are not afraid, and our resolve will never waver in the face of terrorism.
Meantime, here in New York City, a highly visible display of the NYPD's heavily armed counterterrorism units in Times Square and outside the British consulate on the east side. Heavy concrete barricades have been in place in Times Square for some time now to prevent a vehicle attack. NYPD officials are also now giving officers a new clear directive: fire on any moving vehicle being used to ram a crowd during a perceived attack. In the past, like during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the NYPD has also used sanitation trucks to block intersections. And these metal posts, called bollards, can stop a truck going 50 miles per hour. They're around every new U.S. embassy and federal government building. Bollards are common in London, but they're not on the Westminster Bridge where yesterday's terror attack took place. British police conducted raids overnight in connection with the investigation. So far, they've arrested 7 people. In the newsroom, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.